Since I was a little girl with 3 or 4 years old, I always had problems walking. Yes, and I always had headaches. My first bad migraine headache and passing out was at the age of 6. When I was sick, we were trying to find out, why do I pass out, you know, just like that. And so Mama always had in the back of her mind, because the family that survived, like my mama and my grandfather with sterilization and all the documents, they wanted to put me in a hospital to find out. They made all kinds of checks. In 1953 is the first time they found the scar, right here. They couldn't really find out why I had that scar, yeah. And Mama didn't say very much, because at that time you couldn't say like now things, because everything was against the Nazis, you know, everything you said as a survivor. I was not in the camp, but the ones who came back, they said they want money because they lost their family. So everything you said, like this at the time, you know, they said we need proof that that was done to Rita, and the proof that is that what Rolanda died of from those experiments. We didn't have that at that time. My mama had signed not to get pregnant, not to be with a man, and not to get pregnant, and it's all in here. Because she was qualified as half a gypsy, my father was full gypsy. So they said Big C had to keep to those conditions. The younger uncle was in Auschwitz, Uncle Kurt was already in France. And so if Mama would go against what she wrote down, not to have a relationship to a man, not to get pregnant, or the family would go to Auschwitz. But my Mama was young, 19, 20 years old. She says, doesn't matter. She eloped with my father. And when she was supposed to go in to be sterilized, she was pregnant with twins. So the whole family was arrested for a whole day. The report went to Berlin. She went against the regulations. And so they said, what, twins? So this report, twins at that time, when everybody was in the camp, was very important. So now they said, okay, you sign, because you went against against the law. Now you sign the twins over for research to save the family one more time. My mama knew that we were ready to go to Auschwitz one of the other times, not Rolanda and I, you know, of course, the family. They could take Rolanda and me home for a couple of days. In the 4th week, she couldn't hold it. They wouldn't let Mama in near the clinic. Anyway, she went to the clinic to see us with my grandparents. And when she went in there used to be a baby room with a window where Rolanda and I was. Well, one bed was empty. She went and asked the nurse. She got hysterical. It was even at my trial in Munich, all what I'm saying. And he says, where is my baby? And she says, psh, be quiet, come with me. She took my Mama down the hall. She opened where it says das Bad, and opened, and there in the bathtub was laying little Rolanda with a white little dress and a bandage around her head. She died of the experiments. Well, of course, Mama panicked. She ran out of the room, passed my grandfather up, and said, Rolanda is dead, I'm going to grab Rita. So she went into the room and grabbed me. When Mama stole me out, I had a Band-Aid here. And she ran downtown into the church and knocked on the door and told the priest that she says, just in case something happens to Rita, baptize here in the name of St. Rita to be my guardian. And by the time they got home to their place, the Gestapo was there. Until 1944, April, a whole year, nobody knew if I was alive or anything until a letter came, come pick your daughter up. This is Rolanda and my birth certificate.
With a Nazi stamp on it?
Yeah, that's Hitler's stamp. Geburtsurkunde. Because he said we were not born. We never were born.
What is the reason for the experiments?
To dye our eyes, like Mengele did. What they wanted to do is create a white race with blue eyes. Heide was a student of Mengele. He used to go to Auschwitz and teach him the procedure, how to inject right. And just because of that's why the scars are, you know, sometimes it didn't work the first time, then the second time. I didn't know the whole story until I was already married, had a son and a daughter, lived in America.
You regard yourself as lucky? You survived all those horrible things.
Yeah, I can say I'm lucky, but when I look at my family, and my mama didn't let me go into it too long, because every time I got excited or scared, I used to pass out, you know. This is the document from the sterilization of my grandfather.
What would you form as a message to those young people who just joined the natives. Why is it wrong, you think? Above all those obvious moral things.
I talked to many German schools. I just told them my story and what is wrong with it. I even asked, why do you want to be a Nazi and do that? Why do you want to continue something that killed thousands and thousands of innocent people just because they spoke different, because their way of life, their traditions? What would it be if it would be the other way around and everybody start getting on you just because we don't like you? You know, there was no answer. I said it's wrong, racism. We are all born through the grace of God. We are all the same, basically. You know, and we can't all look the same, white or black. We have to be colored because the world is more beautiful color. That we understand each other, that we help each other if we speak another language, if we have another tradition. We cannot change. We are humans. You know, it's unfair and it's unjust that one race has to say so because some dictator tell them they don't belong to us.